You really about to sit up here and tell me your everyday black man, your everyday black guy that you see walking down the street is a thug? That's ridiculous. I'm glad that you're not, you know what I'm saying, picking up the Pookies and the Ray Rays. Salute to you. When you go to a category of men that we all talk down on, we all talk against, and you try to put that on black men and say, hey, that's all, majority of y'all. Majority of y'all is thugs. So take it as it is. That's not realistic. Majority of black men are 9 to 5 regular guys. Majority of black men are 9 to 5 regular guys that get ignored by women all the time. Now, I will admit, black women love Pookie and Ray Ray. They love the thug. But that is not the majority, let me tell you. And we all know for a lot of black women, they perceive the thug or the Pookie and Ray Ray as an alpha, as masculine. When in reality, those guys are probably the most feminine men that we have in our community. You just generalize black men. Nice try, but try again. Love.
That's a very good statement right there. And I'll tell you what, it's just a mentality. It's just what some black men only believe that they are really capable of being, is a thug, selling drugs, doing this and doing that. And it could happen to any culture, any ethnicity. I'm not here to knock my black men. I would never do that.
A good black man has no chance with a black female. None whatsoever. You are better off dating outside your race.
But understand this for a second, too. As a black man for 56 years, I played high school, college, pro football. I own a very successful martial arts academy. I have 3 biological kids and 2 stepkids. I have 2 TV shows. I'm in 2 martial arts Hall of Fames. I've done my thing. And I've always kept myself really out of trouble. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the mentality. Do you value who you are? Do you respect who you are? I respect my dad and all the hard work he had. So how I look like diminishing myself to something that's lower than I don't know what. So bottom line is mentality.
I think when you're younger, we like the bad guy type of thing, and as we get older as women, we realize the bad guy thing is just not the world. We want
because the bad guy end up putting a foot in your ass, and then some of y'all like that, but then other ones be like, "Oh, I really didn't like that. My head hurt." And then you realize that ain't what you want. But the truth is, some of you women, you really like that, and you like that boot upside your head, and you like getting choked out. It's a fetish. It's a fetish. You like that aggressive, overly aggressive, and just feeling like like your life is on the edge. You like that. But see, the problem is when you ask for it, then you turn around and you ask for it, you do. But then when you ask for it, you turn around and try to put the guy in jail, act like he crazy, he a psycho. But you wanted that. You need to chill.
You know what's crazy? You guys probably be like, what is wrong with him? This is him on a regular basis.
Let me clarify so I don't go the Stephen A. Smith route, all right?
Who's Stephen A? Google?
Long story. Okay. You're not going to find it. Listen, what I'm saying is to be serious for a second. I'm not promoting domestic violence, but when I just said what I said, I was serious because I personally have been in situations growing up, and I've seen friends in situations where the woman wants the guy to hit her. I've been in situations where when the girl has asked the guy to hit her, dumb woman. and I've seen this. So I'm not saying all women are like that. I'm not saying it's okay to do that. But what I'm saying, the truth is, there are, whether you understand it or you believe it or not, there are actually some women out there who like that type of stuff, and they will provoke you and push you to get it. So you have to seriously be careful about who you associate. It is. It's a problem.
That might be a deeper rooted issue.
It is.
Within that, she might need therapy.
Listen, I've had friends who had girlfriends who said, "I want you to me,"
God,
and I want you. Yes, I'm dead serious. I want you to hit me.
God.
I had a girlfriend. She wanted me to smack her, and like seriously. So when
you had a girlfriend that wanted you to smack her?
Yes.
Oh my God, I know that.
I don't remember. But listen, seriously, what I'm just saying is there are people, as much as I'm joking, I'm dead serious. There are people out there who are like that. So you really have to be careful because some people, and I'm not talking about a sexual fetish thing. I'm saying seriously, there are people out there that want that negative attention. And when you get it, when you give it to them, you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. So avoid it. When you see it, you have to recognize it and say, listen, this person has a problem. I have to get far away from them. Because your ass will end up in jail.
Yeah, okay. We're taking this is too long.
Ray Rice.
Yeah.
Solange, remember when Solange went? No, I'm just saying. Remember when Solange went off into on J? See, everybody thought that was funny. Everybody thought it was funny, but that ain't funny.
That was not right.
If it was him, like, boop, bop, 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 boop, boop.
But when
if she was in the corner, like,
in that elevator,
it wouldn't have been funny.
It's not our business.
That man was getting attacked.
Welcome to part 2. Thank you for joining me here. This is going to be a long-ass video, so if you ain't got time for long-ass videos, you might as well go ahead and leave. To hop straight into it, most of y'all who have been watching my content, you know exactly where I'm from and what part of town I grew up at. I'm not even waste my time explaining it though. But what I will say is most people who come from those areas, that's the hood, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Most of the African American women out there do like dudes that are hood. And that goes into a deeper conversation of how the system has oppressed us as a people and have now taught men that we have to have this false sense of hyper-masculinity, and that women, that if a man has this overly masculine or what's presumed to be masculine, walking around being aggressive, toting a pistol, never crying, never showing emotion, you know, ready to punch the next motherfucker in the face, you know, kind of attitude, robbing shit and killing shit, that's what a man does.
Even if a nice black guy was the last person on earth, a black female will not date you. She do not like you, but she likes nice guys of other races because she respect those other races. Even though they're not her type, she respects them enough to still deal with them and date them.
It's that Viking mentality. So it's like women grew up saying this is what it is, and most of us men try to achieve that in that area. And then the cycle repeats because those men get locked up. Then you have fatherless households. Then you have single black parent households where the mom's the baby mama, etc. Then those men growing up, some of them end up having a self-hate relationship with them, their African Americanness or their blackness, and they end up saying, "Nah, black women ain't shit." And some black women end up experiencing those same men who were shitty, that were masculine, and then they saying black men ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? And then we just get older and have social media, and then we put together like this. This shit don't make no sense. And as a man that came from South Central California, I can attest to the fact that most African American women that I ran into, this is my experience by the way, did not like me, period. Like I'm ugly, but I ain't that ugly. I got a good head on my shoulders. I got money. I got everything. I'm a cool ass motherfucker. And I have issues like everybody else do, so I'm not claiming to be perfect. But I'm saying those women wanted men that were on that level. Someone being nice, someone being kind, someone being, you know, well kept, well mannered, you know, respectful. If you got in an altercation at the grocery store, it didn't result to violence or someone dying, they thought that was weird. I had women, black women, multiple times tell me, "What's wrong with you? Why do you talk so proper? Are you gay?" that was funny. Are you gay? You don't want to, why don't you want to, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. So I can agree with most of those men saying that has been my experience in the hood. And I don't like no ghetto ass woman. I don't care what ethnicity you are, because ghetto-ness is not only something that's specific to my black women. That is something that's around the world. Ghetto is worldly shared, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my take on it, man. If someone has their experience, respect their experience. It doesn't mean that that's in fact what they're saying that black women are. Not all black women like hood and thug dudes. That's just false. Some do, some don't. It is what it is. Thank you for joining me again and watching my big ass content. Thank you.
So yeah, well, if you don't already know, and if you can't tell, I'm actually not from like the hood, like the projects hood. I mean, I'm from the hood, but like it's like a hood around my neighborhood, but I'm not from like the projects or anything. I'm not sure if you could tell that, but anyway, I'm not. So I always, when I was younger, I just had this fascination. Not fascination. I sound like, never mind. Anyway, so I wanted to see what it was like, you know what I mean? To date, like, you know, one of those thugs, like, you know, like those thugs, like, and I know people are like, bad boys, you know, well, these, like, you know, like the kind that are like loyal. Like sometimes I think women go after the bad guys because, you know, like they're down, you know what I mean? Like they're killing people over colors, like they're like so true to their hood. They're like, you know, not saying B's or C's or crossing them out. They got tattoos on their face. Like these men, like will die for, like, they are so loyal. They are so loyal, right? And then you feel safe, you feel protected, because they're like, wow, this person's over here dying over a bandana. So, like, if he loves me, then, you know, he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, what up with it, you know? But yeah, it doesn't really work out like that. Like, many of them are very abusive, and they have a lot of problems, you know, from growing up, like, with all these problems in their lives. And yeah, I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like dating, I don't know, like dating Tupac, and he's gonna be in the studio and he's gonna be giving me this like beautiful sonnets and Shakespearean poems. But yeah, it wasn't like that. It was more like, oh shit, what's the place? Like, yeah, it wasn't safe for me. So I realized now that I love hood music, but I just don't like hood things. Like, I don't like the whole, like, all the murder that goes on, and I don't even like all the cussing. I don't really like all the loud noise, like the gunshot. Like, I don't like any of that. I just like the music, if that makes sense.